Very, very warm good evening from Germany. It's still the 16th of September 2024. If you are in India or in other parts of the world, maybe it's a good morning, it's a good afternoon, wherever you are, welcome. Much later than usual. I'm trying something new to do a talk at this time of the night. Yeah, it's been a busy day for me, so let's see if we can make this work and talk and chat Indian football on the latest happenings which are there, and therefore if you have any queries, any questions, do throw them at me and I will try and answer them as good and the best that I can. And on the other side, of course, is if you are watching this, like, share, and subscribe. Arun Foot here on YouTube, on other social medias, as well as visit arunfoot.com. So therefore, thanks a lot as always. As we talk, hi Shovik. How was my time at Mumbai City? Very intense, I would say, because we started things from scratch. We didn't have anything at Mumbai City at the start. Just an idea to form a franchise, a club, and it was challenging because we didn't have, as I say, didn't have much, and had to create a span of time, and it was challenging. It was challenging to say the least, and in the end, I wasn't happy with how we performed and overall, and how things went, and so therefore sorry, that's my connection. I know I've been having some problems with StreamYard. I don't know if others have faced it, but anyway, I wasn't happy, and then just before Christmas, I resigned and went back home, and but still, it's a time which I don't want to miss, and it was challenging, interesting, and was a time which I don't want to miss. Hi, Karam. I'm okay. A little bit of a cold, but otherwise fine. It's almost 3 a.m. here. What a strange time to be live. Yes, Utsav, I'm just trying out something new. I came back home late and promised to do a live today. And then I thought I'll do a shorter one maybe. Let's see if it works or doesn't work, and then we'll see if there is the interest there to do a live at this time of the night. The point was that I said that I would do a live, and therefore I have wanted to keep my promise, so to say, and come live and talk about things. Well, yeah, one thing, I was speaking a little bit yesterday, the 2-1 win of Punjab FC at the Kerala Blasters. I thought in the end, impressive in the way Punjab won away, and Mohammedan Sporting had their debut at the Kishore Bharati Kirangan today, or yesterday, yesterday Indian time, today in the European time, and it resulted in a late 0-1 loss, and I thought Mohammedan, if you ask me, I thought they played well and tried to play football, and late goal, and so that was that. Latest update on Anwar. Utsav, there is none. PSC will meet today on Tuesday, your time. Let's wait and see what the PSC comes around with. Normally, it should be the same judgment, just in a little bit more detail. But otherwise, I don't see any changes to it. But again, this thing has had twists and turns. Let's wait and see. Very low attendance today. Shovik, do you have a number for me? I haven't seen any numbers so far. So if you have got a number, it would be interesting to know how many people actually attended the game, and find out how many people turned up. So that would be interesting to hear, because I have not seen any numbers in regard to how many people turned up at the Kishore Bharati Krangan. At least I thought two or three of the stands looked quite full. So at least, I don't know, 8,000-10,000 people should have been at the stadium. And for a new franchise team in the ISL, maybe something that could be there as a start. So therefore, yeah, that's something which, if you ask me, I would say which would be a start. If you or anyone else has any numbers, do let me know. I have not seen any attendance numbers for that game. Right. Sorry. So those are the things. Other thing to potentially speak about would have been sort of Pachambutia's criticism of the AIFF, stringent criticism of the way that the federation currently is being run, and and it's something that I felt which raises a lot of questions. But again, a lot of questions have to be raised about what has happened over the last 2 years since the FIFA ban. Are we really better? Are we really in a better picture, in a scenario? And according to me, it's an issue, and let's wait and see what the federation does. The other stakeholders also have their role to play. Are they playing their role really to perfection? I honestly have my doubts on that. So it's an interesting scenario. So yeah, let's wait and see how it is. How do you see Ranjit Bajaj? Shovik, the less I say, I think it's the better. I don't want to speak about this gentleman because, nah. Hi Akash, in my place it's 12:21 a.m. Okay, interesting. Let me know where you are. Interesting to know where you are at the moment. A little off-topic question: do the German clubs at youth level have AstroTurf or grass pitch? At youth level, I think most of the smaller teams outside of the top level clubs will have AstroTurf. Only the big clubs have natural grass pitches, or some of them nowadays have hybrid pitches. Yeah, so so yeah, that will be the one that I would say is going to be interesting to say about this topic. Is Manuel Marquez Roca the right guy? Churadeep, it's a difficult question to answer at this moment because, again, we've talked about the process, and I think a lot of us are now want to give, at least, as I said, I want to give him time to try and change things for the better. We saw that he called up a lot of players that he knew or knows. There's certain players that he called up where you can ask a question mark about capability of playing at international level football. So therefore, for me, there's a challenge. So for me, it's a question of if he can turn things around. He knows the quality of the Indian players, of Indian footballers. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Manolo is the right guy or not. For me, again, the process was flawed. For me, I would have brought in someone who has no links to an ISL team or has not worked in India. I want someone new with fresh ideas to come in. And yeah, that's something which has not happened. So therefore, let's wait and see how he does. Sir Flick is cooking. Yeah, Rupam, Hansi Flick and Barca at the moment are on fire. Big win at Girona yesterday. So, so therefore, let's wait and see what he and Barca can do at the moment ahead of Real Madrid, ahead of Atletico. So from that perspective, yeah, he's doing this is something which is going to be interesting. Yeah, let's see what he can do with Barca. Kishore Bharati Stadium looks cool and perfect for ISL games. Akash, I agree. It's got, for Mohammedan Sporting at the start, I think it's got the right size. So therefore, if Mohammedan Sporting can fill the stadium to the brim every game, then they can think about something bigger. Yeah, so let's wait and see. Yeah, Pranjal, it's 3 a.m. Long work day for me. I'm on the road, and evening had a function to attend, so therefore I couldn't jump in earlier. And I promised I would come online, and certain people actually contacted me. So I said I did it. I mean, it's close to 11:30 here in Germany, so we're 3.5 hours behind. So I said, okay, before going to sleep, let me quickly do a live. Head new coach of women's team. I know how bad he is. Pranjal, Santosh Kashyap has been appointed. Yeah, I mean, we've known Santosh for a while. No, what a while. I've known him for, I don't know, I think I don't know what his knowledge of women's football is. Again, nothing against I don't know how much he knows about women's football. That would be my question. Another questionable appointment by the AIFF, but again, they continue with. They don't seem to learn from their mistakes. Do you think if Pep or Carlo would have given the time to coach India, would anything have changed? Rupam, very theoretical question. Two of the best coaches of the, they have the potential to coach any team anywhere in the world, but would they be able to change something with India? That's a good question. I mean, knowing Pep a little bit, I think he would have loved the challenge of coaching a team like India, right? Yeah, I know, Barrison, it's 3 a.m. and I'm positively surprised. More and more people joining. We started with 2, now we're 12. So welcome, everyone of those of you who are joining. Some of you might be somewhere in the world. I thought, so therefore, thought still of going online. Maybe some of you might be based in Europe. Some of you might be based even in North America, or maybe some even based in Australia, and it's wake up time over there. So therefore, I thought I'll do that. So therefore, that's why I've come online. Why didn't you work and move with any Indian club? Akash, I had the one or the other offer, but there wasn't something. I mean, I've worked with Round Glass for a while, 2.5 years actually to be precise. Round Glass Punjab, which is now Punjab FC, helped him set up the club, set up the system at the time. But before and after, I've not had the offer where I would say, if things are proper for me. So yeah, that's one thing. One thing I ask, you see the spending of our league clubs, they are very much lower compared to people and Serie A clubs. Why is it like this? Shovik, very simply, they don't have that much of money. And not only the smaller teams of La Liga, but even some of the mid-sized teams of La Liga don't have that much money. So that's the reason. We need to give Manolo at least a year where he can experiment, bring new faces to the camp. Utsaf, he doesn't have a year. March the qualifiers for the AFC Asian Cup start. That is when it counts. ওনাদের মাঠটা যদি বড় হতো তাহলে খেলাটা কি আরো ভালো হতো? If we're talking about the Mohammedan Sporting versus Northeast United match, I don't think so. It might have been a little bit of a different match, but yeah, that's something which I don't think is something of an issue in the sense of the way it is. And teams have to adjust to size, bigger, smaller, bigger, greater, whatever the grounds are. And to me, it's very, very clear that wherever you play, you have to adjust. Just listening to Hanuman, I saw you live and therefore tuned in. Nice, Rupam. Thanks a lot. I think Hanuman Kind, was it, right? I think you listened to it. What's the average salary in the second, third division German clubs and how they compare to ISL clubs? I would say second division would depend. There are big teams, there are small teams, so you can't have an average salary. There are some, again, clubs like Hamburg, Cologne, Hertha. Some of them are actually playing Bundesliga salaries, but what's an average? They would be less than Apuya, I guess. And third division is going to be, I don't know, much less than the top earnings of the ISL. So why there are only Spanish coaches in India? Shushanto, there aren't only Spanish coaches in India. I mean, we've got coaches from England, from Scotland. We saw a Russian coach today. So there are coaches from other nations as well. Hi, Navneet. AFC tournaments have no foreigners limits. Can we expect one to perform better now? Not sure if it helps the overall situation, but might help with eyeballs, maybe. I'm not sure if it will help or not help, but but I don't think it will. Again, these are not the eyeballs which will make a difference. I don't see it. So wouldn't have been better to appoint a coach who doesn't even have the status even so he could have things in a better way? Yeah, sure. That's what I said, right? Do a live after ACL 2 match of Monmagan. Akash, I will try. Depends, of course, if I'm going to be watching the game. So let's see. Is there something going on? No, it's just late evening, came back home, thought of doing a live, and therefore I've come live to just chit chat with you guys and talk Indian football late night. Not happy with the speed of ISL games. Kolkata League is much faster and enjoyable. Quality may be low. You can say a lot of things about Kolkata League, but I'm very depressed with speed of ISL. Okay, Barrison. Not seen any CFL games, so I can't, Is Round Glass Assets Management Company, and why they don't play in their own stadium so that they have their own stadium? No, they're not an assets company. They're healthy living. That's the focus of the company. They're a sister company of another company, and they don't have an own stadium. They don't have an own ground as well. So none of the ISL clubs. And therefore, as long as there's no appropriate ISL ground in and around Chandigarh, they will have to be playing in Delhi. Do you see more ISL clubs setting up good grassroots programs? What do you mean Kafka-esque, Eldritch, by more ISL clubs? Who do you think has a good grassroots program? Sorry, it's Hanuman Khan. Yeah, Rupam, I realize that. So should players like Nufal and Vineet Venkatesh called for the national team if they perform considerably in place of players like Liston who give so many chances but can't make use of it? Yeah, sure, yes. Long term, yes, but not if they, you're calling on out two players who have not even played 90 minutes of ISL football. So too early. And we've been doing this too often to to push players into a position which doesn't work for us. Anwar's salary higher than Firman's salary. Yeah, Rupam, but that's the reality, right? Spanish, Greek, Russian, Croat, Serbs, English, Scot, French, all kind of coaches are here in India. Yeah, exactly, Akash. How do you football see in ASEAN countries? Who do you think has the best chance to qualify for FIFA World Cup future? I think Indonesia. Indonesia to me looks like the country which could really break through in football in the near future. I think Indonesia is the country. So ASEAN countries, club football is big in a number of countries, not only in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Thailand. So therefore, those countries have a lot of football, and it's been there and it's growing, and so therefore, let's wait and see what happens. Is quality of ISL even worse than fifth division of Germany? Surely, I do fear so. Did you face any problems footballing wise, as Punjab never had football culture? I seen the country you face the problem building football culture. To say that Punjab doesn't have a football culture would be wrong, because as per my knowledge and understanding of what I've learned over the years, Punjab has always had a football culture, and I think it's more deep rooted than even, let's say, in a Bengal or a Kerala overall as a state, because in Bengal and in Kerala, football has its pockets where it's very, very, very big, and therefore, to me, that comparison is not right. UP, totally different topic. Inter Kashi have a tough job, but their job is not to create a football culture across Kerala at the start. For me, their job will be to create a Kerala football culture in Kashi. Kerala Blasters always lose. Yeah, Ajay seems to be at the moment an issue. Let's see what they do. If I'm right, the next match is Blasters versus East Bengal. I have a close friend who's a Spaniard, and when I told him India had Manolo, he just laughed and said it's one of their biggest exports, providing football coaches to the world. Manolo, dime a dozen. Yeah, Rohit, that's the reality. So therefore, yeah. For the Spaniards, it's been a very successful business. Let's say over the last, let me not lie, 20 years, 15, 20, 20 years, I would say. 20 years, I would say. Exactly, I knew what you would answer in speed. Yesterday, I saw Calcutta League Super 6 game of Mohammedan Sporting and Calcutta Customs. Z Bangla have YouTube streams. Can send you link if you want. I'm funding. Okay. Yeah, maybe. But again, is speed the factor, or is it quality? That would be my question, Bison, to you. What's if Punjab has football culture? You all know how strong Punjab lobby is. Yeah. Most of the Indian football fans are happy with mediocrity. We celebrated winning the SAF Cup and Intercontinental, whereas we struggled in Kuwait, Lebanon, and got hammered in Asian Cup. Yeah, Shoradip, sadly right. This is what I said about the SAF Cup last year. When I was there in Bangalore, we did not control Lebanon and Bangalore. It was their poor finishing, which in my opinion you know, which gave us a chance to survive, right? So these are all things that I say that I think is very, very important for us to understand, you know. So therefore, for me, it's accepting reality. I think that's the main thing now. I think that's the challenge, right? So, hey Jordan, hello, long time no see. Yeah, I hope I'm doing fine. Yeah, get in touch with me. I think you still have my details, so get in touch, and if I can help, I'll surely do that. Inter Kashi will fail for sure. I have one friend who is from Kashi, doesn't even know what is football club and what is ISL or I League. Akash, that doesn't mean anything. In my opinion, that doesn't mean anything. If your friend doesn't know anything, doesn't mean that other people might not be interested. I think we need to start somewhere. Inter Kashi is trying that. It's not an easy task. You know, it's a challenge. And let's see what they do. Right? They're trying hard. They're trying, whatever they can to build a club, to build a future for football in Kashi, the region, and then the state. And that will be a tough ask. So for me is for me is that's going to be the question for the growth of football in UP. That's the success of Inter Kashi is very, very vital, and if Inter Kashi gets promoted to the ISL, that would be most probably a big helpful step. So can you elaborate the concept of with the double? Sorry, sir, can you elaborate the concept of double width, which the German man just tries to implement, as we're seeing it with Flick stretching the field on one side and maintaining the verticality? Double width. Okay, that's a term in English which I haven't heard. Most probably I know what you mean in German, but I don't know what it means in English. What does double width mean? Double width means what? My understanding, if you're talking about double width, means I'm stretching the field wide, from one wing to the other and then trying to space it out. But normally what you try and do is actually you try and push on one side a little more inwards to reduce the size of the field. So group on double width is a word which I don't know. Sorry to say that. I'm sure I know it in German, but I don't know it. Haven't heard this English term. Losing against Afghanistan C team on home soil who weren't even on regular practice was the most embarrassing moment I witnessed as an Indian football fan. Yeah, sure. It's very, very embarrassing, and I think nothing to defend on that front for even the greatest defenders of Indian football. And it's embarrassing. At the end of the day, it's embarrassing, and I think all of us would have liked to have had a different kind of a result, but that's the reality. Maybe grassroots development or academy can help intercultural well-being football. They're planning an academy. They're planning grassroots. Let's see how they succeed. Luka Machin liked the medicine of over-celebrating like a jug without provocation. Why? Sambit. Why would you say that? I think the owner made a mistake setting up a club in Varanasi. Had it been Noida, Lucknow, Ghaziabad, it would have been a different story. I don't think they would ever have full stadium. Also, let's wait and see. I'm not uh, you know gonna judge that. The people have put in a lot of thought, process, and money behind this, so they think that's better. Let's see if they can succeed or not. Double width means the linking of wingbacks with wingers in close proximity for the build-up to drag the opposition on one side, creating spaces on the other flank and in the middle. Okay. Okay, understood. KSL organization looks great for a state league. Hope they contribute something for future. Or will it be a hot air balloon? So, let's wait and see. Too early to say. At least what I've seen, a little bit of the highlights. Some of the grounds are full, some of the grounds are empty. We can discuss the quality. Grounds look. So therefore, there's a long way to go. Long way to go. BFC had its in-house footballer score his first goal. If he becomes a big asset in the football in the long run, maybe small clubs will take up youngster development more seriously. Kafka Kes Eldritch, I don't think so. And one story is not going to be enough. Sorry, I think BFC have done work. Yes. Vinit Venkatesh is a great story, but I don't think one story will change that outlook of other teams too much. The Eastern up UP region doesn't have enough disposable income. Okay, Utsaf. But what disposable income is helping clubs to sustain elsewhere in India, right? Even after this kind of embarrassing defeat, still as the clubs are giving free money to Indian players, something I never really understood. Looks money laundering to me. Akash, it's a problem because we are not expanding our talent base. I think that's the biggest problem that I see. We are stuck with the players we have because we don't have more players at the moment, right? And if we don't have more players, we are not gonna be able to reduce the salary. So therefore, why is that fight about Anwar Bean? Because we don't have that many good centre backs. I mean, why he need to get out of the flag of the club and throw them to the unprovoking score only in penalty, not some fancy goal? Though I'm not single out ISS creating a toxic culture. Okay. By over celebrating, creating toxic environment, and attracting toxic audience. Sambit, I was just talking today about something that you, in your cool head, without the pressure on the field, without the adrenaline rush and all those things which are there, players sometimes do stupid things, right? Was it right? No, of course not. But again, but on the other side, it shows the commitment of Luka Machin towards Punjab FC. There's a club which he played for in the I-League. And you should also not forget, he's an ex-Gokulam Kerala player. He won the I-League at Gokulam Kerala as well. So therefore, there might be something more. And again, that's the reality. Do you think fielding foreigners in all 4 key positions, ISL teams, centre back, CDM, mid-strike, is preventing exposure and growth of Indian footballers as are affecting our national team? Shumadri, it's a problem around the world. And if our players want to play international football, they have to be better than the foreigners, right? That the striker issue is not an issue of yesterday. Foreign strikers have been key to Indian teams now for I don't know how many years, right? It's if you see when it started in the late 80s, foreign strikers were the key to the teams. So therefore, it's been a problem. It's not only just foreigners, and I mean, if I look back, let's say 20 years back, times of the National Football League, your key centre back and your key striker used to be a foreigner, right? Utsav is right. Okay, on the Inter Kashi thing. Let's see, Akash. Again, You guys might be right, but let's see, give them a chance, and then we'll see. Well, can you say it for us as social media handlers who post meaningless just to create a hate and rift rather than a respectful rivalry? Sambit, there are two sides to it. Are they aware of these kind of things that you are talking about? I guess you sometimes might be more aware than some of these people who are posting social media stuff. Is it being checked? No, it's not being checked. So right. There is there is a mature and a non-mature fan culture, and we have a non-mature fan culture. I said that to Ankush when he was with Superpower Football in an interview in 2017 on the roads of Mumbai. We have a problem with that, and this toxicity is not something new. It's been around in a number of clubs for years. So these are problems. These are things that we need to repair, need to make better, and there'll be a challenge. There will be a challenge, and again, we need to change things, right? And but again, it's they're not in adrenaline rush. Samit, how can you say that? Do you know that? Do you have any information on that? Of course, they are in adrenaline rush. You do sometimes things on the field which you normally wouldn't do. So therefore, I'm really happy to see Kashi grow. Kashi is a symbol of our civilization. Let's see what they do. Let's see if it works over there, or maybe they might shift it one day to some other side. You never know. Let's see what they do. Maybe how about implementing a compulsory Indian striker in the starting 11 in ISL or at least in I-League for some years? I think we should have that rule, at least one player in the squad. So you're not going to be able to do that because we don't, you know, do you you then force teams to play with two strikers, so they have a foreign and an Indian? How do you define an Indian? So what's the current situation of Anwar Ali case? Shorodip, tomorrow, or rather today for you in India, there will be hearing of the PSC, and then we'll see what happens. I'm talking about social media managers, they're not in the field. Sambit, they're not on the field, but again, is there someone in the background? Not those guys, the social media managers who are pitch side, right? There is someone on top of it. Are they really bothered about these kind of things? I don't know. How do you see Goa old clubs like Dempo, Salgaonkar, Churchill ever playing at ISL, and why they never competed like Kolkata clubs? It's a very simply, Salgaonkar has shut down his club, so that's just to give you an answer. Dempo has just been promoted to the I-League. Churchill is in the I-League. Churchill brothers. Let's wait and see how far they can get. But they are not spending money like the Kolkata clubs, right? And that's the big difference. Sorry, that's the big difference between the Goan clubs and the Calcutta clubs. The Goan clubs have been defensive in their investments. Let's put it this way, right? Unlike the Kolkata clubs. So therefore, that comparison is Inter Kashi can be Roma Vaz. Yeah, let's see. Actually, double width indicates both the wingers and wingbacks on both flanks stay in close position, not just one, in order to stretch the opposition, create space to facilitate number 10. Okay. Now you've confused me completely, Rupam. In 90s, there was one Chima, I think Chibuzo, but there wasn't much foreign striker since we had Baichung, Vijay, and Joe Paul, etc. In 2000, Pareto Jr., etc. started foreign striker era. Yeah, but I'm saying, I was talking about the early 2000s. I was not talking about the 90s. And Joe Paul Ancheri wasn't a striker, he was a midfielder, right? And Baichung and also played in the 2000s when the foreign strikers came in because he was a class apart. Sunil has played because he's a class apart. If you're good enough, if you want to play for India, you need to get to be better than the foreign strikers. And in the worst case, you play on the wings, and for the national team, you play up front. That's the only option. Which Ali club do you want to see in ISL next year? To me, it's between Inter Kashi and Srini Deccan. One of those two, I'm fine. Rama and Vision also in the 90s. But Shumantri, that's what I'm saying. You know, the 90s doesn't count. 90s was the start. I think 95 or something, Chima and all came around. I haven't seen clubs in ISL rather organizing mass activities even in an off-season genuine effort to do it now. It's 10 years of ISL to attract fan bases for a new and organic way. Shambit, they're not going to spend new money. They're not going to spend money um, on the organic way of growing their fan base. They've done a lot of things in the first few years. Some of the stuff worked long term. A lot of stuff did not work, and then they said, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. They only get active when there is ISL season max a week ago. Yeah, but some Indian fans 3 weeks, 5 weeks ago didn't care about the ISL. Very few. Actually, I corrected it by watching Ash's video. Okay. I prefer Gokulam. Okay, Akash. Gokulam has a lot of issues at the moment, so I don't know if Gokulam can really challenge for the title. But I might be wrong. You know, I might be wrong, and Gokulam suddenly turns out to be a team which could suddenly challenge for the title. So that's it's possible. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Sorry. Those of you who might be new, yeah, crazy time to do it. 4 minutes before midnight here in Germany. 3:26 in India. Very good morning to you guys. Yeah, late night Indian football discussion. Those of you who might be new to the channel, welcome to Arunfoot. My name is Arnav Chaudhary, and if you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe to Arunfoot. 1,699 subscribers, going down, going up, going down from the 1,700 today. So yeah, thanks a lot for that. 10 likes so far in the video. So if you think it's good, let's see. Now, good to see you tonight. Not a bad start from Mohammedan Sporting today. Showed good intent. The 17 striker has to play better, otherwise it would be difficult for more. Yeah, Pujan, welcome back. Did show some intent. Northeast United went at their best, but yeah, finishing is what is the key, I guess, in this league. I had huge expectation from Ishan Pandita. Don't know what really went wrong for him. Injury or not suitable to the style of play in both clubs and national team. Hope Manolo consider him. So when he's not playing, right? He came to India without being a 90-minute player. He's a superstar. Let's see. Do Goan club not have money, or they choose not to spend money? Sad to see legacy clubs lagging behind. They choose not to have the money, but they also don't have those pockets to spend. Do today's Afara is better than the likes of Barreto, Odafa, Randy Martins, Oga Okpara, Chidi, etc. Yeah, agree. Not all. I think a Barreto, a Beto, those guys. Igor Shigvirin was a top Asian striker at the time. Yeah. So let's see. Ishan was too quick to jump in big boat. Yeah, maybe. How many foreigners can be played in ACL 2 and Challenge League? Challenge League, I think it was 6, and ACL 2, I think it was 8, if I'm not wrong, or if they've not changed the rules again. There was some confusion on the rules. Asian Champions League, the senior most level, you can play all foreign starting lineups. So that's something which, in some sort of form way, I feel is a little crazy, but that's what the AFC has now allowed in Asian football. So these are the rules, and let's see how it works out for Indian football. Right. As I said, 45 minutes through, late night. Any question, queries you guys want to post to me on Indian football tonight, do throw them at me and I'll try and answer them. If I don't know, as I always do, or maybe don't understand what the query is, I will then be honest enough to tell you, sorry, can't work with this, so we'll have to do it maybe differently. But as always, like, share, and subscribe, and let's grow. With we're trying to grow the community and try and get more people involved, and try and make it bigger. Will the winner of AFC Champions League promote to ACL2? That's the plan, and the winner of ACL2 gets promoted to the Champions League. Is FSTL continuing next year? Good question. No answer at the moment because they need to talk. FSTL and AIFF need to talk, and at the moment there are no conversations. So let's wait and see. Pedri, Bellingham, Musiala, Gavi, Kamavinga, what would be your order? Even if I put my little biased hat off because I'm a huge Jamal Musiala fan, I just love the way the player plays. I think Jamal Musiala is the most talented of this lot. Then I think it's Pedri. Pedri, Gavi, Bellingham, Kamavinga. You think AFC and European body agenda is different? Europe is developing and AFC is making money? No, I wouldn't say. Why? How's the European body developing? Isn't the new Champions League, which starts today in Europe, the same thing? I mean, Asia, you've reduced it to 24 teams, right? In Europe, you've expanded it from 32 to 36. So, what will happen if Goenka decides to part away from Mohammedan Supergiant? Just curious. The whole construct collapses. Akash. Why AFC don't have a Nations League? Akash, because the World Cup and Asian Cup qualifiers take up too much of time in the calendar, and therefore there is no space at the moment, at least for an Asian Nations League, even though I know that the AFC is considering it, so let's wait and see. What if we merge all South Asian League into ISL would be able to attract a better talent pool, like in EPL with UK? EPL is not a UK league. It's just England and Wales. There are no Scottish teams. There are no Northern Irish teams in the Premier League. So what's up? That doesn't work. And South Asia will not work. It's political instability. It's this, it's that. Will not work. So as we know, Mohammedan has absolutely no chance of passing through the group stage in ACL2. Does Eastbourne have any chance of winning the Challenge League? Do they have the potential? I don't see them winning the Challenge League. I mean, even getting to the next round would be success. So let's wait and see. I mean, it's very tough, I think, in my opinion, for East Bengal FC to try and make it through to the next stage. It's a challenge for any Indian team at that level. So, yeah, it would be interesting to see how East Bengal can do. Now we're talking about strikers. What about attacking midfielders and midfield roles? There's no point just defending and passing. Players in midfield, to be honest, we will look good so far. It's a point. The question is, even players who look good in the ISL, are they going to be good at international football? So Apuya is one of those players. I think Brandon is technically our best player in that position. So it will be interesting to see. AFC is doing nothing for the promotion of their leagues like UEFA. Akash, who says that? I mean, these are all assumptions that because UEFA is, the Champions League is much, much bigger, or even Europa League or Conference League. But the ACL, the AFC has now restructured their club competitions in a way. Again, you might not see it in India, but the ACL is getting a lot of traction across Asia. Right? So yeah, throw me something to answer, or just past midnight, I would slowly end this sort of very, very late live. Uh, who says they don't have telecast partners? They have telecast partners in most parts of Asia. People are watching it. People are loving the Champions League and ACL too, right? So therefore, again, Akash, generalizing is easy. The challenges in Asia are different challenges than in Europe. In Europe, you have a system which has grown over the last 60, 70, 80 years. And the AFC has been trying to build something of its own over, I don't know, 25, 30 years. So therefore, if you look at India, it's an anomaly in itself. But again, broadcasting partners, I mean, a lot of the European leagues were struggling to get broadcasting partners this year in India. So therefore, um, I don't know if India is a key market for them. That's the other question, right? So therefore, I would think exactly it's an Indian problem, and the Indian problem is not an Asian problem, right? So that's why it's it's something of something that needs to simply grow XYZ level, and it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge in the way it is, and very interesting to see how it will grow down the road. But again, it's yeah. Yeah, Syria don't have broadcasting partner in India. Crazy. Yeah, but Akash, if no one wants to pay for it because the broadcasters say, listen, my numbers are non-existent. No one in India wants to watch Syria. Someone will say on a television. So that's the problem. Not only Syria, right? Time to sleep. Yeah, Akash, I think that's also what I'll do. Just to end, those of you might be new, like, share, and subscribe. Arunfoot here on YouTube. Um, Visit and watch my other videos that I've created, and support the channel. As always, thank you for your support, everyone. And tomorrow, FC Goa was Tripur FC. So two more teams getting into the action of ISL 11. And yeah, let's wait and see. So will there be a club competition for South Asian clubs? Should it be at the moment? I don't think so. A lot of talk about this SAF Champions League and whatever, but that talk has been on now for, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years. Nothing has happened. So therefore, let's wait and see. As long as I don't see it happening, being planned, being groups made, fixed in the calendar. It's the same thing. Same thing as with Federation Cup and Super Cup. In the end, the Super Cup now will be again like it was last season, but as an end of season tournament. So therefore, it's not so easy. Right, Zubin. Good night. So then I'll slowly end this shorter late night Indian football discussion. As I said, like, share, and subscribe, and do have a view of the other videos. And I'll catch you properly today later on, post the game, most probably at 9:45, latest at 10 o'clock. Good night, everyone.